Hello and welcome to Bennett's BikeSocial. I'm Mann, and today I'm going to be talking about two new models in the Honda lineup for 2021, both fitting into their adventure lineup. We've got the X-ADV and the NC750X, both of which have been updated for 2021. So in this video, we're going to look at the highlights and some of the headlines, and as well as a few more details of both machines. We'll start with the NC750X. For 2021, there's an updated engine, a new chassis, less weight and more power, the holy grail of a new bike. A redesigned chassis and engine mean that despite meeting Euro 5 emissions rules, the 2021 NC750X is lighter and more powerful than its predecessor, all without resorting to the capacity increases that many other bikes have had to turn to in their efforts to improve emissions without losing performance. Honda's NC range parallel twin was always designed for torque and efficiency rather than out-and-out power. So, while the 2021 NC750X's 57.8 brake horsepower doesn't sound like much from a 745cc twin, it's still nearly 4 horsepower up on the 54 horsepower of the 2020 model. The peak now comes at 6,750 RPM, which reflects the engine's relaxed character, but is 500 RPM higher than the old model. Torque is up too, with 50.9 pound-foot at 4,750 RPM. An A2 legal 47 horsepower version is also offered with a different throttle body and ECU map, and Honda dealers will be able to swap these components to restrict or de-restrict the bikes as required. While cleaner than before, the new engine's economy dips a fraction from 80.8 miles per gallon to a still impressive 79.9, enough for a range of nearly 250 miles from its 14.1 litre tank. The engine is bolted to a revised transmission that has lower ratios for first, second and third gears for better acceleration, and higher fourth, fifth and sixth ratios to boost economy. As before, a DCT version of the gearbox is also offered, tied in with new throttle-by-wire system and an improved HSTC traction control to offer multiple riding modes. Sport mode gives the most aggressive power delivery with the lowest traction control settings, and Mode 4 DCT program to hang on to gears for longer. Rain is the softest mode with the maximum traction control, while Standard mode splits the difference using moderate response and TC allied to Mode 2 DCT shifts. Are you still with me? There's also a programmable user mode allowing you to set your own combination. The tubular chassis looks the same as before, but it's actually significantly different. Varying thicknesses for the frame tubes saves 1.8 kilos, while a repositioned battery makes for more luggage space in the storage compartment. It now boasts 23 litres of capacity, and thanks to a revised shape, can swallow a full face helmet. The entire bike now comes in at 214 kilos wet. That's 224 kilograms for the DCT version, and that represents a 6 kilo weight saving than its predecessor. The suspension has also been tweaked, an admission that nobody's likely to take an NC750X off-road because the resulting 30mm drop in seat height is considered a worthwhile trade-off. From a styling perspective, the 2021 NC750X's changes include a new LED headlight and tail light, a more protective screen, and new side panels to give a slimmer look. 4 colour schemes, red, black, white or blue, are offered. A new full-colour LCD instrument panel reflects the need to be able to illustrate multiple riding modes and all the settings they entail. A switch on the left bar cycles through the modes. Dig into the options list and you can add 50-litre top box, panniers, a taller screen, side protector bars, fog lights and heated grips, along with a rear luggage rack. We'll update you with details on price and availability once that information is available, all via the website, of course, that's bikesocial.co.uk. Moving on, we talk about the 2021 X-ADV. Joining its siblings, the NC750X and the new Forza 750, in getting a revised version of the economical parallel twin, a lighter chassis and improved electronics. Unsurprisingly, the demands of Euro 5 emission rules drive the engine changes. For 2021, the capacity remains at 745cc, but the engine gains a ride-by-wire throttle, new camshafts with different valve duration, improvements to the exhaust and a higher red line. The tweaks mean that despite being cleaner than its predecessor, the 2021 engine is more powerful as well, with an additional 4 horsepower to bring up the output to 57.8 bhp. The red line rises by 600 RPM up to 7,000 RPM, and that max power comes just below it at 6,750. Torque rises by a fraction to 50 pound-foot, peaking at the same 4,750 as before. The X-ADV also gets shorter ratios for the bottom 3 gears to improve acceleration, along with taller ratios for 4th, 5th and 6th to boost economy and capitalise on that stronger engine. At 78.5 miles per gallon, the fuel economy is still a strong selling point, giving the bike a range of up to 227 miles from the 13.2 litres in the tank. With the ride-by-wire throttles already commonplace on most modern bikes, comes the ability to implement much more advanced riding modes and traction control settings than before. Honda capitalises on that, giving the X-ADV 5 modes to choose from: Rain, Standard, Sport, Gravel and User. The first 4 alter throttle responses, ABS and traction control settings as their names suggest, with Gravel being the most aggressive and the Rain the softest option. The User setting allows you to select your own settings for traction control and power delivery. Each mode also adjusts the settings of the X-ADV's dual clutch transmission, which itself has 5 settings from level 1 to level 5, each getting progressively more aggressive and moving the shift points higher up the rev range. The Gravel mode also reduces the level of slip as the gearbox swaps between its 2 clutches. Visually, the 2021 X-ADV gets a new look thanks to a redesigned LED headlight and all new body panels with a sharper edge style than before. The new lights feature DRLs that now change intensity depending on the ambient light level, getting brighter when the sun is shining, getting dimmer when it's overcast to make the bike as visible as possible without creating unwanted glare. The new windscreen is adjustable with 5 positions to choose from, and the seat is reshaped to be slimmer, making it easier to reach the ground despite an unchanged 820mm seat height. The 5-inch TFT display gets a voice control system when linked to your smartphone to access calls, email, navigation and audio, while the storage space under the seat grows by 1 litre to 22 litres. A USB socket replaces the previous model's 12-volt cigarette lighter style socket to make phone charging simpler. Honda's Smart Key gives remote locking for the ignition, fuel cap and seat, while a clutch system is built into the steering lock so it can't be forcibly broken by turning the bars. Like the 2021 NC750X, the X-ADV's chassis is redesigned to feature variable thicknesses of its tubes, reducing weight, and along with weight reductions in the engine helps bring the bike's total mass down by 3 kilograms to 236. Unlike the NC750X though, the X-ADV suspension travel hasn't been reduced for 2021, remaining at 153.1 at the front and 150mm at the rear to offer 165mm of ground clearance. We're still waiting to hear when the X-ADV will reach dealers and also its price, but with Euro 5 rules coming into force from the 1st of January 2021, it won't be long. We'll have all the details on availability in dealerships and also UK price very soon, and that will be available at BikeSocial.co.uk.